Hey my beautiful friends, it's your friend Kevin here in North Carolina. Today's Thursday the 9th of March 2023 and this is your card of the day. So I am again using Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radley Valentine, illustrations by Dan Craig. So let's get right to it. Loving Mother in the earth and grateful Father in the sky, angels, ancestors, beings of light from all directions of the realm and universe. Thank you for stepping in where you've always been. I set the intention to be the conduit of your wisdom, of your love, of your light. And there's one flipped over. And to bring a message to all those who are listening for their highest good and the highest good of everyone. So be it, so shall it be. So there are two cards that popped out. So we don't really need to shuffle anymore, because I think my little fairies and my gnomes and all of those crazy things have come in. Anyway, let's have a look. This is the first one that popped out. Maybe it's maybe it's a significator, maybe it's the reason. We'll see in a minute. I'm going to read, and then here comes, oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. So this is the reason for it. You know, and sometimes there is no, for me, there is no rhyme or reason. I bring the two together. I get inspiration from them. So these are just allowing me to tap into intuition and bring the message. So sometimes, like the major arcana might be here or here. It would be the significator, or the reason, or the thread, and then this is what it's addressing, and they can be backwards. So the King of Air sits complacent, bored, not sure which direction to go in, kind of like, oh well, ho hum, what's the deal? Yeah, well, no big whoop. Sitting there on his throne in blue robes, and I would say quite accomplished, but not necessarily in the mood to do a lot. It kind of says to me that there could be an air of suppression around, not depression, but suppression, feeling suppressed, feeling that things aren't happening the way you want them to happen, that, you know, no matter what you do, it's not necessarily going to be turning out right. This person, this king, this energy for today says intelligent, impartial, respected, stoic, receiving wise advice, remain objective. I'm also getting the message that you have to be clear, really clear about your intentions. You have to be clear and insightful with all the relationships you are in. There is a tendency that you could have been accused of, or maybe you feel like being emotionally unavailable. Particularly if you are in the service business, if you're in a business where you meet lots of people, you may notice these people, or even yourself, having that feeling of complacency. Now, the one thing that's super important is that you do not beat yourself up. You do not all of a sudden go into the guilt, shame, and blame, go down that aisle. That's the ego. That's that kudzu of the mind wanting to strangle out the light. Rather, take a bit of a break. And even if you were to say, what does my higher self want me to know about this? Your higher self can be linked to your guardian angels, your spirit guides, those that you love. What does my higher self think about this, about what I'm dealing with, about what I'm feeling? And then let the answers come. Even if the answers are a little awkward, they're a little challenging, they're a little difficult, if you feel like you've been put upon, if you feel like nobody's listening to you, if you feel like no matter what you do, whether it's with your subordinates or whether it's with your superiors or whether it's with your spouse or your children or your teenagers, communication today could feel a little out of whack. So now, what's the wise counselor got to do with all that? Well, the wise counselor comes with the idea that it is time to retreat and to find your spiritual community. Archangel Sandalphon, for which this is the governing archangel of this particular card, and this represents Archangel Sandalphon, a very tall angel who's known to have his head in heaven and his feet in earth. Plus, it's a number 5 of the major arcana card that indicates change and transition. So the feeling of being ho-hum, bored, complacent, trying to be fair-minded, maybe you've been asked to do some public speaking, or maybe you're a teacher yourself, or maybe you've got to address something or someone with someone, and you're really kind of like a little challenged by doing this at all. You've got the help of the divine in Archangel Sandalphon to help bring you the answers that are going to come to you. You can compare all the traditional methods, which is what this card says, with your new ideas and see which one best fits you. Oftentimes for me, when I am feeling that nothing's going on, nothing's happening, that's right on the precipice of, woof, we're going to go. There's going to be something that's about to change, something that's about to go. And, recently, beginning of this year, I've taken as many times of the week as I can, at least a 30, sometimes 45-minute, in some occasions an hour walk, a big walk. And I usually bring spirit guides, angels in, go to a park, go find a sacred space. That clears out what I would consider the dust and the muck from my mind, from going into those egoic places. Now, we're in physical form. So the ego and the heart, fear and love, are constantly looking for the balance. And when the ego takes over too much and we get locked up into fear, the angels of love and harmony step forward to pull us back into balance, pull us back into harmony. And that, to me, today is what today's cards represent. Finding balance in your relationships, putting forth your prayers, your desires, your visions, what you want to manifest, your wishes, putting forth this to Archangel Sandalphon, or whoever you believe takes your prayers to God, whoever you believe takes your desires to the great divine. I am a firm believer that we are miraculous children of the divine. We're sparks of God. We're extensions of that source energy. And it's sometimes, the batteries need to be replaced. So it might be a time to find a space that is sacred to you. Find the people around you that you can easily support without conflict. And I hope that might help you. I want to show you my new friend. I talked about her yesterday, but I didn't show her to you. This is something or someone or a little fae I fell upon in a local store. I was looking to find a couple of fairies. One of my metaphysical friends, wonderful healer in town, was giving me a treatment on Monday and said, you have all these fairies around you and you need fairies to brighten your way. So this fairy came with the name of Amethyst Moon. She's hand painted, and I have attached the pendulum to her to just give her a little bit of bling. Anyway, she's now sitting on my altar of crystals. Just want to share that with you. Anyway, listen, my friends, have the greatest Thursday. Keep doing this for me because I think it really does help. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right? Bye for now.